You wake up one morning, feeling that familiar weight on your chest. You're doing everything you're supposed to, working hard, keeping up with responsibilities, being there for others. But somewhere along the way, you've lost touch with yourself. It's like you're living a life designed by someone else, following an invisible script you never agreed to. And deep down, there's this whisper, a quiet, persistent voice asking, is this really what I want? Is this really who I am? But then another voice rushes in, louder and sharper. Don't be ungrateful. Others have it worse. Stop overthinking. And so you push it down again, just like you always do. You go on, pretending you're fine, until one day, you realize you've been waiting for permission to choose yourself. But no one is coming to give it to you. The only one who can is you. So let me ask you, what would your life look like if you stopped trying to meet everyone else's expectations and started living for yourself? What if you gave yourself permission to let go of everything that doesn't serve you, relationships, habits, beliefs, and built a life that actually feels like yours? What if you stopped settling for fine and reached for extraordinary? In Choosing Me, Kelly Wiekers takes us on a journey of radical self-awareness and empowerment, showing us how to step out of autopilot mode and reclaim our own lives. This book isn't about selfishness, it's about self-honoring. It's about understanding that choosing yourself isn't about rejecting others. It's about finally embracing who you are. Imagine you're holding a glass of water. At first, it's easy. But what if I asked you to hold it for an hour? A day? A week? That's what happens when you carry the weight of everyone else's expectations, neglecting your own needs. Eventually, your arms start to shake, your muscles ache, and before you know it, you're exhausted. Not because the weight is unbearable, but because you were never meant to carry it for so long. Kelly reminds us that so many of us were conditioned to believe that our worth comes from external validation. We shape ourselves to fit what others want, pleasing parents, partners, bosses, friends, until we forget who we really are underneath it all. But what if, instead of molding ourselves to fit the world, we allowed ourselves to exist exactly as we are? She invites us to ask ourselves tough, uncomfortable questions. Who am I without my achievements? Without the roles I play in other people's lives? Am I living the life I actually want, or am I just afraid of disappointing others? These questions aren't easy. They require us to face truths we've been avoiding, but they also hold the key to our freedom. Let's talk about boundaries. So many of us struggle with saying no because we fear rejection. We say yes when we want to say no, stay quiet when we want to speak up, and put others' comfort above our own well-being. But every time we abandon ourselves to please someone else, we teach ourselves that our feelings don't matter. Imagine a friend constantly crossing your boundaries, showing up uninvited, demanding your time, ignoring your needs. You wouldn't tolerate that, right? So why do we allow it when we do it to ourselves? Kelly reminds us that choosing yourself means respecting your own limits, understanding that no is a complete sentence, and realizing that the people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries, not punish you for having them. Another powerful lesson in the book is learning to silence the inner critic, the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, smart enough, attractive enough. That voice was never yours to begin with. It was shaped by society, past experiences, maybe even the voices of people who doubted you. But here's the truth. You don't have to believe everything you think. You can choose different thoughts. You can rewrite your narrative. Kelly offers a shift in perspective. Instead of constantly seeking approval, what if you started seeking alignment? Instead of asking, what will they think? What if you ask, does this feel right for me? Instead of fearing change, what if you saw it as an invitation to step into a more authentic version of yourself? And then, there's the fear of disappointing others. So many of us live in this quiet fear, of letting people down, of not meeting expectations, of being judged. But here's something we rarely consider. What if, by constantly choosing others over ourselves, the person we're disappointing the most is us? Kelly reminds us that no one else is living our life for us. At the end of the day, we're the ones who have to wake up and live with our choices. And if we spend our entire existence trying to be what others want, we'll never get the chance to be who we truly are. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at a path you've never taken before. It's unknown, uncertain, maybe even terrifying. But behind you, the path you've been walking feels heavy, draining, like it no longer fits. The choice is yours. You can stay where it's familiar, even if it no longer serves you, or you can take a deep breath, trust yourself, and step forward into the unknown. That's what choosing yourself feels like. It's scary. It's uncertain. It's not always easy, but it's the only way to live a life that actually feels like yours. So, as you finish this summary, I want to leave you with one final thought. The version of you that you're meant to be, the one who feels free, fulfilled, deeply at peace, is already inside you. She's just waiting for you to choose her. The question is, will you? If you like this summary, consider subscribing to our channel. Your support gives us the motivation to keep creating more engaging content.